Hello, hockey fans. I know today's hockey action is kind of underway right now, but I have to get this out of the way and look at the playoff picture. So let's get things started right now. In the Eastern Conference, you have the Sabres leading the Atlantic still with 94 points. Tampa Bay in second at with 90. Montreal's barely hanging on to third with 86. In the Metro, Carolina's lead with 94. Pittsburgh's in second barely with 86. But Columbus has moved to the third place in the division with 85 points. The wild card standings have Boston, Detroit still holding the two wild card positions, but now the Islanders are behind the line. They're 1 point out. Senators are 3 points out, and the Flyers are 4 points out. It's going to be a tight race in that Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, the league leading Avalanche sit with 100 points and are officially playoff bound. 3 points ahead of Dallas with 97, and Minnesota's completing the top three with 92, and they're coming off that big win against Dallas on Saturday. In the Pacific, oh boy, 80 points leads the division, and it's the Ducks who have that 80. The Oilers are second with 77, and the slumping Golden Knights have 76. The wild card standings, Utah still holds wild card one with 78, but it's wild card two, the Nashville Predators at 73. Holy moly! So yeah, those are the standings, and now let's talk about the teams above the playoff line, starting with the Atlantic Division's top three. This is absolutely excellent for Buffalo. I'm very happy for the Sabres because this upcoming week, let me put it this way, by the time I'm back with another recap next week, I'm going to be talking about a Buffalo Sabres team that is in the playoffs. The drop's going to end. It's going to end. They haven't made it since 2011. They haven't won a division since 2010. They're going to make it. For the looks of it, they really are. And you have Tampa and Montreal still in that top three, each led by red hot players. Nikita Kucherov is so red hot; he's taking over the points lead. My goodness, and Montreal has Cole Caulfield still getting those Saturday night goals. He's two behind McKinnon for the goals lead. My holy moly, it's gonna be crazy. That Atlanta division is gonna be so much fun too. Well, look at this. The Columbus Blue Jackets in third place in the division. It's funny, isn't it? When they fired Dean Evison as head coach, they were in the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Not just the Metro Division, the entire East. They were in the bottom of the conference. And yet since then, 18-4-2, they've gone their last 12 games without losing regulation. So that's about over 2 weeks worth. And they're in third place. They passed the Islanders in the standings. And if Pittsburgh's not careful, Columbus could pass them because it's pretty close between Pittsburgh and Columbus. It's amazing. Columbus has never had home ice in a playoff series. That could happen. That could happen this year if they continue this winning tear, and if Pittsburgh kind of slips on a banana peel or two. It's a funny thing. So entering Saturday's head-to-head game, these two teams had the exact same record. That almost never happens in hockey, but that happened. They had the exact same record. Of course, Boston won 4-2, so the Bruins have the wild card one spot, and Detroit's at wild card two, but it's very close. It's like a 6 or 7 team log jam. You have these two. You have the Islanders, the Flyers, and the Senators. And yes, you kind of have to include Columbus and Montreal, and yes, even Pittsburgh, because any of those teams could fall off that top three spot and into the wild card position. So it's going to be interesting in the Eastern Conference in the final 26 days of the season. We could see a lot of changes. I could do another recap this time next week, and I could talk about Pittsburgh being the wild card, or Columbus still in the top three, or the Islanders sneaking past both teams. It's amazing what's happening in the standings in the last couple weeks. There it is, folks. Straight from the group of the Avs still leading. The Avs are playoff bound. We clinched a spot on Friday. And Dallas and Minnesota still in that top three. And it does look like, hopefully, it'll be us winning the division. And it'll be Dallas and Minnesota running into each other in round one. That's going to be beautiful. And of course, the Central Division is why people are kind of still saying, need to change the format, need to change the playoff format. No, they don't. The format is fine as it is because you have division rivalries in the first and second rounds. That's what it was back in the 80s. And we're getting like a taste of that this year. Taste of that now, ever since 2013. The league should not deprive us of something like this in round one. Okay, Dallas and Minnesota clashing in the first round while the Avs are the best seat in the house. Bring that on. It's going to be amazing to see what happens in the Central. And we go from the beauty of the Central to the ugliness in the Pacific Division. It's March 22nd, and nobody in the Pacific has clinched a winning season yet. In the 82-game season, of course, it's 82 this year. It's going to be 84 starting next year. But in an 82-game season, it takes 83 points of standings to have a winning season. 80 leads that division right now, and it's the Ducks that have that total. I swear, I don't think even the old Southeast Division, remember the old Southeast Division? You know, Washington, Carolina, the four of the teams, and of course Atlanta joined in. I don't think the old Southeast Division was this bad. I really don't. But the Pacific is just, they've always been below the Central, but not like this. The Pacific is just awful. Remember, six different teams for the division played Saturday. They all lost in bad fashion. It's just a mess, and the Golden Knights are the biggest mess because they keep losing left and right. That's why they're in third place. That tells you they're going to be one and done to playoffs, and the Oilers are going to be two and done because they're not going back to the Cup final. Even if they do get Draisaitl back for the playoffs, they're not going to the Cup final again. No. Forgive me for displaying the Don Knotts eyes, but I just had to do a double take at this. Utah is still the constant in wild card 1, but at wild card 2, it's the Predators. How did this happen? Wasn't this team supposed to be like finished? It sure looked that way. But a funny thing happens when 3 Pacific Division teams are jockeying for that spot. Those teams fell off. The Kings are on a losing skid. Seattle and San Jose are on bigger losing skids, and Nashville won 5 and 8, and there you go. They're up top. They could stay there. Wouldn't that be something? Nashville, the team everybody thought was like finished, suddenly makes it. It's going to be a very interesting race for that spot between them, LA, San Jose, and Seattle. Maybe Winnipeg and St. Louis if they kind of go on a winning tear. Remember the Blues last year? They looked like they were going to be finished, and then all of a sudden they went on this big winning stretch and snuck into the second wildcard spot and almost made the round 2. That could happen again. It's going to be very interesting these final 26 days. And that is a look at the playoff picture entering the final 26 days of the season. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy, and I am here for it. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe for more. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. And the link, that's my story on Vocal. Check it out where you can. And if there's a clinching tonight, there could be. I'll talk about it here on TikTok later on. But as far as a weekly recap, same time next week. Stay tuned.